Okay. Okay. Hello. Welcome to Trauma Rock Stars. I want the world to meet this incredible human, the ultimate story of strength, resilience, beauty, grace, everything. This is Thembi. She's a beautiful soul, and I want the world to know her story. Thembi, tell me a little bit about yourself before, everything happened in your life, and we'll get into more details with that as we move along.
Okay, first thing, thank you, Tracy, for having me on Trauma Rock Stars. And I want to say hello to everyone who will be reaching out and watching us. My name is Thembi Mapanga. I'm 48 years old. I'm a burn survivor. I'm a domestic violence survivor. Upcoming member of trauma counseling and helping other survivors to heal, as I realized that healing is not easier. Okay, Thembi was just a bubbly grown girl who was chasing dreams and wanting to get better in life, and studied engineering and went to work to one of the steel companies. Life was good, and one day I realized, okay, girl, you're chasing dreams. I mean, come on, what about family now? And a boy came into my life, and I met that boy, and we had twins, a boy and a girl.
Let's back up for 1 second, because you met this boy. How old were you?
I was 28.
Okay. 28. Okay.
I was 28, yes. I met the boy, I'm 28, I'm working, I'm independent, and I'm thinking now I'm ready to be a mom. Can I just find somebody to live this life with? And that boy came, and it was just love. So I thought.
Well, on your end, it was love.
Yeah, it was love. Fell pregnant, and my pregnancy wasn't that easy. As on my 5th month carrying those twins, I was rushed into ER. Something was very, very, very wrong with me. And when I got to the ER, they realized they couldn't get one of the twins' heartbeat as I was carrying twins. And I was rushed into C-section, emergency C-section. And when getting to the C-section, my son, I was carrying a boy and a girl, and my son was still. And I was left with a
He
daughter.
was stillborn.
Yes, yes, he was stillborn, and my daughter survived at that 5 months, and she was incubated from there. And it was a roller coaster journey, having a 900-gram baby in an incubator, trying to survive, to breathe on her own. And yeah, it gets so crazier. But eventually, God always knows what he does. My daughter was discharged like 6 months later. It was a beautiful, bubbly, tiny little winky thing. And we took her home. She was on oxygen machine for a very long time because she had issues with
what's her name?
It's Kiamukhetui. It's Kamu.
Oh, that's so
Yes.
cute.
Her name was Kamu. Yeah. And we took her home, and we dragged that oxygen machine around until she was a year and a half. And eventually she was strong enough to breathe on her own, and the oxygen machine was taken away, and now she's a toddler running around calling mommy, and we're playing dress up and doing hair, and yeah, like life began to seem normal.
Did
And
she at this point, did she make a full recovery?
yes, she did. She did,
Okay.
because now the oxygen machine is not even there.
Mhm.
She's breathing on her own. She's walking like kids her age. She start mumbling words like mama, papa, and all that. Like she made a full 180 degrees like a normal kid. And it was beautiful. And after all that roller coaster, like now breathing, that's when I realized that the father, it's awful in a way that as much as I was concentrating on my kids and the loss of my son, and he's also there as well, and of course it's his kids as well. But during that time, for some weird reason, he quitted his job because apparently our our child was in hospital and he couldn't be there full time. He wanted to be there for the child. It didn't make sense, but I didn't read into it that much, that because so much was going on, and I trusted his decisions, and now he's a full-time stay-in dad, and it was my time to go back to work because I'm on maternity leave. So there was an event when Kamo was back home and all working, toddlering, and we had an argument, and he slapped me. And before anything happened, I could even digest it and think about it. And it was like, oh gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. Not necessarily saying the beating was the first time, because they start by like speaking weird words to you. And when you question it, it's like, no, I'm kidding. It becomes something like a sarcastic thing. Like, no, like what kind of stinky dress you wearing? Like, no, I was just kidding. Like such things. They're giving you that vibe that you're not all right, but it's okay. You didn't do it right, but it's okay. And I just told myself, no, it's gonna get better. It's okay. And until that one day slap, and then he apologized and said, I think because I'm looking for a new job, probably is the stress and everything. I'm like, oh no, it's fine. You'll be okay. I forgive you. You know what? You do better. I trust you. And yeah. And then months goes by, and then an episode happens again. And I'm like, you said you're gonna stop, and he's apologizing again. And remember, I'm so believing in the sky, and I want the best for us, and I want us to work out. And we have this toddler that we're supposed to give her the best brought up, and make sure that she has the better parents. And I didn't want that him doing whatever to come into thinking, no, I'm going to stop him. I believe that he's going to get better. Little did I know that I'm allowing him to do things more and more and more. Every time when I forgave him, he'll do something different, more severe. Because I remember one time, and we were just chilling, and an argument over a TV show. And when he slept, she was reaching out for my face, like something about my face was like not. He always wanted to make sure that when he hits me, it shows. It has to be on my face. Like he grabbed, like poking my eyes, and when he comes through and he'll be like, no, I'm sorry. Like he'll behave as if I was in a trance of some sort. I'm not even sure what I did or happened. I'm very, very sorry. I'm aware I need help. I'm like, let's get that help. And then I'll be online searching and searching and searching and making
Mhm.
appointments. And he'll end up lying about it that I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. And it became my second nature that, you know what, it's one of his episodes. And the more I undermined his episode, he got angrier and it escalates to a very worse and intense himself. Because there was this day, it was on the 14th of March. A day before is the 13th of March in 2010. My friend just bought a house. We're so young. We're celebrating our survival, our success, and buying your first houses back. And my friend is like, "Oh, come over with your man. We'll have a housewarming and please, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm a very, very good cook." And my friend is like, "Please, can you be my chef and just um prepare this and that for my guests?" And so I live home. We were staying together with Mr. X. So I leave and go to my friend's place before him, and I get there, prepare the food, and when he gets there, it's almost about time to dish up, and I'm busy dishing up, and then dessert is ready, and all that kind of things, and gifts and everything. And in the middle of all that, he says, "Let's go." I'm like, he's kidding. He says, "No, let's go." Now, how can we go? We prepared for this for like 2 months, for this day, for this moment. Where are we rushing to? It's like now it's starting to pull me. I had braids and he's grabbing my braids and this time he's doing it in public because all this time he was doing it and I was hiding it, covering it with makeup and all that. Now he's doing it in public in front of my friends and they're now starting to add one and one and say, "Oh yeah, we like thought of that. Now it's like this bad." When he dragged me and then everyone stood up and wanted to defend me. And he just like started scratching his head like somebody who's like lost his mind and not aware of his doings. And he left. And I didn't follow him. I stayed there, supported my friend at the housewarming. Later on,
For you.
my friend is driving me to my place.
Mhm.
And we had a beautiful evening. I'm going back to my place. And when I get there, we had a helper and my daughter, they're sleeping. And I just took a quick shower and went to bed. And he's not there.
Now, you live in South Africa, correct? Okay.
Yes,
Okay. So you go to bed, he's gone.
he's not there. Yeah.
Okay.
Like his phone, it's off. And I'm like, yeah, by the way, his mom's is not far from here. Probably he went there. Like I'm
Mhm.
still kind of like not that bothered because of I'm angry actually because of what he did, and I just go and sleep. And in the morning he comes and say, "Yeah, remember that thing I told you about that? I think I have a problem. I think now it's time for me to go and seek for that help. And I'm gonna quickly take my things, few things, and my mom's gonna take me there. Then we'll send you the information where it's taking me so I can go and get help because I'm aware that I'm not all right and I have issues."
Mhm.
Oh yeah. like one of your lies. I'm not even bothered. Like he goes into the house, he does whatever and whatever, he packs. And once packed, I'm in the living room, he comes and say, can we please speak in the private? Our helper is there with us, with our little Kiamukhetsu. He's staying in the bedroom. So we walk down the passage into the bedroom, our bedroom, and then I'm waiting for him to tell me another story. What is it now? And while we're still in between that conversation, daughter knocks, and I mean, come on, I worked long hours and she was so excited that finally my parents are home. Last night they were not here. I open up for her, and then he goes and locks the door. And he's pacing in the bedroom, like scratching his head like a maniac. And like, I'm like, remember I had a late night last night, and can we just get on with it? And I was scratching his bed, pacing up and down. I'm like, what's going on? Are you canceling? Are you not going anymore? He just leaned against the bed and pulled out a 5-liter can. And I'm not even thinking anything because I'm thinking, oh, we okay. He told me the story of going to get help. So there's no harm in that.
Mm-hmm.
When he dosed me with that can, I was like, oh my God, we're still fighting. When I smelled the petrol, I knew that hell is gonna break down now.
So he
It's
so
going
took,
on, and
he took the can that he had and threw it on you. So he took the that whatever he had in this can and threw it on top of you. Did it was it
yes, like literally just like
it
I'm
this
like
you must
wondering,
have
like the smell. Now I know I hear it's petrol. Yeah, now he's dosing me on with that. Now that I'm aware that it's petrol and we are fighting, I don't even know what he's planning. But I knew when you dose someone with petrol, obviously the next thing is gonna be a lighter or a match. And
so
now I'm
pet
wondering what's going to happen, what's going on.
petro's gasoline, correct?
Yes, yes, it's
Okay.
gasoline.
Okay.
So now he had a match in his pocket. So he had all this thing planned. He had a match, he just put his hand in his pocket and pulled out a match. And now he's gonna ignite. And I prayed to him like I prayed to God, like holding his hands like this. Because if they come together, it's disaster. I pleaded with him. I asked for forgiveness if I've done something wrong. And he was just looking at me like, you know what? This is my plan and no one's gonna interrupt it. And eventually he's masculine, he overpowers me, he ignites. And the room is locked, windows are closed. So everything was a blast, like poof. And he went out through the window, pushed it back, and left us there to die with my daughter. And my daughter, by then, she is 2 years old. She's still tiny, but walking around, and she's screaming. I can't see her. She's somewhere in the room. I'm in flames, my hair, my clothes, like I can't see anything. The smoke, the flames. She's screaming on the other side. I can't even reach out for her because, like my hands, I could just see them blazing. And I had few seconds to think what I should do. And I'm thinking, oh, he went through the window. When I pushed the window, it went through. There was no backup proofs. So I went through the window. There was a tap not far. And then I threw myself with water. Now the neighbors are seeing this smoke that is coming out on the house. And then I'm like, my daughter is still in there. And they ran into the door and the door is locked. So I'm telling them, so this other lady like wrapped himself in. And I remember coming out, I was already out. I think the smoke was too much for her. Um, she looked a little bit swollen, but not as bad as I was. I was twice my size already, like so swollen. And I was so overwhelmed that I couldn't even feel the pain by then and just wondering what's happening. And when the ambulance came, we were transported in two different ambulances because I was so huge that they even used two beds to put me on it. And in our local hospitals, when we get there, I kept asking for my daughter, and I was like, oh gosh, I'm going to die. Like how I saw her and saw myself, she wasn't that swollen like I was. And I just wanted to know if she's all right. And unfortunately, that day, that's the last day I saw my daughter.
At what point, I know you were in a coma. At what
Yes.
point, because at this point you're asking for her. You went through all that. You know what happened. You're asking for her. At what point did you lose consciousness?
I think I was on that day, I was before they even sedate us because we were flown to a 300 kilometers away hospital, and our local hospital couldn't handle the kind of beds that we had.
Right.
So I remember lying on that bed asking for her, and that's the last thing I remember. The next thing, 7 months later, I woke up in a different hospital away from where I was admitted. So probably I lost consciousness in the same day. When I flew into another hospital, I don't have a memory of that. Those 6 months I stayed in hospital, I don't have a memory of that
Mhm.
until I woke up later on. I was on life support. I was being fed by a pipe. You know how it's like.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
they put that little hole thing to your lungs and so that it can breathe for you and for a very long time. And when I came through, I think 8 months later, I'm still on life support, but I see people coming, you're not making sense. Like, are they real people? Am I still under? What's happening? You're so heavily sedated, you can't figure it out. But when I figured it out, I started signing that, where is my daughter? Where's my daughter? And they were
Mhm.
like, get better, get better, get better. And then I had that patience to get better. The first thing they removed me from life support, I asked for her. And in my head, she was healthy. I thought I was the bad one. And they kept brushing me off when I asked for her. They kept
Mhm.
brushing me off. And then one day they saw that they can run away from that. And my family, when they came to visit, and they brought in a psychology or psychiatrist, I can't remember exactly. And
Mhm.
I said, oh, you are so badly bent. I'm like, hey, don't tell me about this condition. I'm well aware. I'm asking about my daughter. And he goes and like, nah, she only lived for 2 days. She got buried a few months ago. So she passed away. And I was like, you know, trying to make sense out of it. I'm like, no, it's fine. Look at me. I can't eat. I can't breathe on my own. I mean, probably my child was very young, trying to talk some sense into me, probably counseling myself to understand the passing. And when my family left later on, I couldn't just take it. My body just shut it down, and I was put back on life support. I'm not sure
Mhm.
whether it was a dream. I believe it was her spirit. Mm, a vest and barefooted. And she climbed on that hospital bed and she sat and looked at me and smiled. And I'm like, is this a dream? Am I hallucinating? What is this? And then she just went down and left happy. And when I came through that week, I was a different person. I wanted to get better. I'm like, no, I cannot be sitting here feeling sorry for myself. My daughter came here. She noted me that she's fine, she's okay. And I gotta wake up. I gotta push. I gotta do this for her. And then I started getting better. I think mindset is something that will help you because I felt like I'm very, very sick. But after that incident, and I felt that, no, I want to get better. I want physio. They were like, no, you can't do physio now. I mean, your wounds are still raw. We can't do physio now. You can't even wake up. So just slow down a bit. And I started there. I wanted to get better. I wanted to do it and represent her that we went through it. She didn't survive. And I'm here to tell her story on her behalf.
Um, it's just unbelievable. Like, um, I don't think people realize that at that point, when you decided that you were going to survive and make it, I don't think people realize when you're burned, that's when the healing actually really starts. Because when you're burned, you're going through daily debridement. They put those Job stockings on you to make sure, it's awful. Like, it's terrible
It's
what.
awful.
And
It's
people,
daily pain.
it's a pain like nobody will ever understand, and I hope nobody ever has to go through this. It's awful. And I remember when I was going through the debridement like once or twice a day because to prevent infection. And the Job's like, I
Yes,
remember my parents could hear me screaming down the hall. It's the pain is beyond anybody's imagination. And the fact that you had that experience where she came to you and you're like, I'm gonna make it through this, I'm gonna live, not realizing what this next step of your journey was going to be, because that it takes so much out of you. And I just were there times when you were going through that, and not to mention the surgeries and skin grafts and all that, was there times when you at that point wanted to give up, or did you stay focused because of her? Because it had to have been so hard.
I think my wanted to give up. It was before she came to me. I was like, I want to die. I want to die. I'm not gonna even eat. I'm not gonna do that. But after the incident with her, I like kept pushing. But though, you know, there's just so much happening that, like you are saying, it's grafts, it's this, it's that. Like it's so much that one can carry. Like you have those days whereby you're like, oh God,
Yeah.
how do I even carry this? Like, can I just show me a little tiny little light? Why am
Hmm.
I even here? Why am I
Right.
even doing this? Like this is just too much. The pain, it doesn't stop. Even today, like in South Africa, it's winter. My scars are like cheating, and there's this chronic pain that you still carry. Imagine
Yeah.
back then and changing bandages and having those skin grafts and having to deal with the loss of your child. And it was just overwhelming. Looking back, I'm asking myself, girl, how did you go through that storm? Like,
I know.
it was
Because
just too much.
it is. It's I mean, I don't know, because getting through it, but to have lost your child, I mean, she came to you, she, that was her spirit, or her as an angel came to you to tell you to get through it, which gave you the strength. But I just I going through like the years of recovery, like even still to this day, like you said, I'm very sensitive to heat. I still, I don't know how it is for you, but in the extreme heat and humidity, it's really hard on my body. And I need to be near water so I can cool off fast. And I still, every day, I have to do scar massage. Like I'm constantly doing, like on my face, doing scar massage, like every single day. And like the cold, you said it's winter there, like, and then, so then there's the cold affects you. It never goes away. Once you're burned like that, that's it. I mean, it's your body. You just have to learn how to adapt it. And you've had this happen to you, and your voice, and for people to hear how resilient you are, like, I give you so much credit for pushing through, because it's so difficult. And you were burned a lot. You were burned third-degree burns. And I was second and third, but you were third. And I so admire you for your strength. And there's a lot of people out there that have been burned, and they feel like, I know for a while there, I felt
Mhm.
almost like a monster. I was so teased by kids and ridiculed. And now I see the beauty in it. I always say, like, my scars are where I've been, it's not where I'm going. And I feel like you kind of feel that same way by the way you speak about your journey.
Yes, and the fact that I taught myself and about scars, because you
Hmm.
hear people like, why are you not doing plastic surgery? I'm like, darling, this is the plastic surgery you can get for burns, unfortunately. And you just get skin and paste, you get laser, you get chemical peels. The
Yeah.
deformation will still be there. It can't be fixed. The nerves that are
Right.
damaged, they need to regrow. There's nothing that's gonna help it. But time does help. Like
Hmm.
with me, I taught myself about that. I didn't even bother myself once I understood what is plastic surgery and what is skin damage and what are scars and the different degrees of it. And I understood that. And even when my doctor said, yeah, we must try and put you a lobe, as I lost my lobe, the side.
Hmm.
I was like, okay with it. I'm like, no, I don't want any surgeries anymore. I'm cool. My ear is okay. I can hear correctly. The lobe, I don't need it. What am I doing with the lobe? I mean, it's not like I'm gonna, it helps me to wash myself or anything. I'm okay. And I think self-acceptance as well helped me through this. And I just accepted myself and try to make the best out of it, and pray to God to give me the strength to keep on pushing, never give up. Not that I don't
Hmm.
have those moments where I'm so low and down and just
Hmm.
locking myself up in the room and trying to figure
Hmm.
out where do I go. I'm one of those person when I feel down, I don't go around running around. I just lock myself in and figure it out and pray about it. And I thank God that such moments doesn't last long. I'll be in there for a day. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, girl, remember you're alive. And what if this is your last day and you're sitting here feeling sorry for yourself? Come
Mm-hmm.
on, jump in that bath and life gotta move on. And that's how I
Mm-hmm.
kept pushing. And it's 15 years now. I know people think I just got bent yesterday. It's a whooping 15 years. And I'm still healing. My face, it's so tight. It's like I had Botox.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time I couldn't even have I couldn't even twinge off, but with time I can feel it gets better. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
so happy with the healing process, because understanding what burns can do to a skin and to how I have recovered. And I could have been blind. My eyes could have popped. I could have, I don't know, so much things could have went wrong. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
so appreciative of what I have. And I'm just gonna push on. And when I get out of hospital, I went online and the only pain survivors were overseas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, me.
And I was so worried. And they were in overseas and like living their best life, not even worried about being mocked. And I was like, are we not getting banned in South Africa? And because the ICU ward was so full of burn survivors, where are they going after this? And I
Mm-hmm.
remember putting my picture online, and by then my pigmentation wasn't back. I was like this on my face,
Mm-hmm.
like for a very long time, like pinkish, like my lips and everything. And I was so mocked. I was called all names. And I think if I took that seriously that day, I could have maybe given up by now. And I just had to understand that, oh gosh, you don't know what you're seeing. There's a better version of where I come from. This was oozing and painful. I was screaming. I'm celebrating this. You don't have any idea because you just think I woke up and looking this pinkish. It was
Mm-hmm.
wounds before. I'm celebrating each and every moment. And from there, for the past 10 years, I've been taking pictures every day. People think I'm crazy. And when you look back, you see so much difference. But when
Yes.
you are looking at yourself, you don't think you're getting better. But when I look like last month's pictures and this month's pictures, I'm like, oh God, thank
Mm-hmm.
you for
You
your
know,
love, for the strength, for the power.
I've had to learn.
And the power.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, yes. They don't know the struggle that we went through, because when you slept for a very long time in that bed, you come out, they have to teach you everything from scratch. Walking,
Mm-hmm.
talking, using your hands. Like I stayed in rehab for like 6 months. Like trying to take baby steps, walking. I couldn't do that. Like your muscles are just numb. You
And
lose that strength in your muscle. It's so much hard work that we put in to be
yes.
where we are. Unfortunately, it's we just had to teach people about this so that they know. We can't just
Mm-hmm.
be angry for them assuming that you just get bank and flip and you're all right. There are bad side of it that they don't know. And I had the power to teach everyone, whether everyone is shying away or looking away, to understand what bends and steps are and why as plastic surgery will never work. It is there, but it's in skin grafting form, not the plastic surgery that they think you're gonna have, like you're just gonna look like a model and remove
Right.
all the scars. And I took my time teaching them. And over the years, then survivors came scrolling into my inbox like, oh, I don't even have a picture of myself. I burned for like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I was afraid, I was mocked. How do you do it?
Mhm.
And then I open an NPO and trying to uplift pen survivors and domestic violence survivors. And I gather them and give them strength. And I ran around looking for donations and just making those burn survivors feel beautiful and loved, taking them out so that they can experience that it's okay to go out and sit in a restaurant. Doesn't matter if people are calling you names, it's because they lack information. It's
Mhm.
not that they think you are bad, bad, bad. Like if we teach them in future, I don't think mocking will be there against burn survivors because they'll understand that how does burns work and how does it what is exactly plastic surgery and why are we still looking like this 15 years later? Why are we
Mhm.
not having our face patched and looking all normal again? So my group grew and the pen survivors that are in my group, they're like all okay. Some they couldn't even wear whatever they wanted. Now they're like so comfortable. I'm so happy. I can sleep at night. I feel like, oh gosh, we've done it. But the elephant in the room that's gonna remain as domestic violence, which it's very, very difficult to control because it's an individual thing. Even if you can go and blab about it, it's up to a
Yeah.
person whether they want to walk away.
Mhm. And with
If
with
you
the
are not,
with the burns, I mean, that's affects you physically and emotionally, but the domestic violence piece of it, did you, with what he did to you, did you have a moment like where you just had to let yourself forgive him?
I had the very first thing that I did when I was an outpatient, I was given time just to go visit home for a weekend. And I didn't tell my family. I just sneaked out and I went to
Mhm.
jail. I didn't tell them. And I was looking scarier than people think I look scary now. I was like pink. I was a real hoja. They call us hojas and all that, or an alien. I was a real alien. I was very, very thin. Like you could swear I just woke up from the grave and walking around there. And I went into jail and I asked for him. And I sat there. He was so shocked. I was like, do you remember me? The girl you dosed with petrol? Here she is. Are you happy? He stood there. He didn't say anything. And I told him I forgave him. And I just want to heal. This is a bigger baggage for me. I can't carry hating him. I want to get better. And I told him, I forgive you. Don't feel guilty. I understand your insight and everything. And then I left. He didn't say anything. I went back to hospital until I was discharged. And then the trial thing went on after I was discharged and better, and then he denied anything, dosing me and all that. Probably he was advised to deny it. And, I don't know. I felt like a split on the face when he was given 10 years like, we'll say it's murder, an attempted murder, and there's arson included. But he was given 10 years, and out of that 10 years, 5 years was suspended. So basically, he was supposed to stay 5 years, and with good behavior, he's gonna be paroled. Of course, he was paroled. Like, I was still even finding my feet. That my pigmentation wasn't even back enough that I could say I'm healed, like I'm saying now. Like I'm just having all those issues. Like he was out walking the
Did
streets. I remember
did
people calling me.
well, first thing is, I'm glad that you were able to forgive him because you forgive for you, not for him. It's for your peace is why you
Yes.
forgive. It's not giving him a free pass that it was okay. But when he ended up going to trial, did you have to testify?
Yes, I had to testify. I told my story and I remember the judges were like, oh, how sorry they are, blah blah blah. But because this is a first time offender, this and that and that and that. And when they said their verdicts, I was like, oh Lord, this is beyond me. Let it be. I'm not even gonna worry about it because they decided it's beyond my power. It's not for me to worry about it. I'm still healing. I'm still grieving. I'm not gonna be angrier over what they decided. I just let it be. And I went back to hospital and my life and my healing. And he went to jail. And until 2 years later, he was out.
Was he charged? What were his charges for what he did in your daughter dying?
He was, a blackout of that because it hurt me so much. I didn't want to even, I thought it was capable homicide, like killing without aiming,
Mm-hmm.
because he was like, this was a mistake that she didn't see the daughter in the room, and I don't know, with me, like some story. And I think they gave him capable homicide, something like that. And I was like, you know what, the jail thing, it's just not for me. And whether you stay in jail or not, you still did what you did in the eyes of God. And jail won't even give you enough time. Because there was a time when he was in jail, I was like, oh God, why is he in jail and I'm here struggling,
Mm-hmm.
running around doing skin crafts? Is in jail. He just wakes up, free breakfast, you get clothes, you get free education. Like, I felt like he's in a mini holiday for doing what he did. And I was like,
Right.
jail is not even enough. So I don't care whether you stay 50 years or whatever. It's okay. You're still getting free food. You're still not working. You don't run around. I have to get myself healed so that I can go back to my job.
Mm-hmm.
So that him staying for how long, it didn't bother me until I was told he's out.
Yeah.
Wow, that was so sudden. That's just a minute. He's out. Decide, yeah, he's out. And then a few months later, I'm like, I didn't even see him. He didn't reach out. I didn't reach out. A few months later, I heard of his passing. And when I asked what happened, they found him poisoned. Probably he poisoned himself because he was alone in the house. And the couch is just died there in the couch with a lot of vomit in his mouth and it was poison. So probably the outside life was too much for him because I've made so much noise that there was no way he's gonna walk around without being questioned what
Right.
really happened, because everybody wanted his side of the story. So so it seems like this he couldn't say his side of his story. And then he decided to take the easy way out. So I think that he ran away.
Mm. When you now, I know it's been 15 years, but you're still like this journey is never going to end. For me too, it's
Mhm.
never, it's the rest of our lives, right? And I'm sure
Yeah.
you still have some, like, you could go into some very dark places and have really bad days. When that's still, because you're still human. And when that happens, how do you Like, how do you lift yourself up and get out of it?
Okay. I still get my dark days where I feel like maybe if I wasn't bad, this couldn't have happened now. And I feel so bad, bad, bad. And I feel it in my heart and in my lungs that I can't do anything. My bedroom knows it, that I'm just gonna sit there and I ask to God, what do I do? I feel so bad. Can I feel
Mm-hmm.
better? Can I understand? And I rewind and go through my journey again and to where I am now. And I'm asking myself, why do you feel so bad? Do you remember that and that was so bad, but you managed to go through that? And remember this and that and that and that. And all of a sudden, and then it start to make sense for some reason without even consulting anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like my life, my past life, it's like a reference of when I'm feeling down, that go and check where you've come from and where you are. Why are you feeling so sad? What is it that is making? I'm trying to pinpoint what is it exactly that is making me so sad. And
Right.
the second day, I'll feel so good that,
Mm.
and I remember that I
Right.
wanted this life after understanding that what happened to me.
It's so funny that you're
So here I am today, and
it's so funny that you're saying that because there's days after you wake up and you're just sad and you don't know why. There's no there,
yeah,
you can't put a pinpoint a reason why. You're just sad and you're struggling, and it's because of the trauma, that that you're still trying to deal with it. And it could be like the very minute little thing, you just don't know. You just wake up sad one day. And I
really.
think, like with
Mhm.
you, like, you pray to God and you're like, look how far you've come. You've gotten so far, and that gives you the strength. And there's so many people, I think, that are out there that are going to listen to this, that are maybe at the very beginning stages of their healing journey, no, depending on what they've been through. What advice do you have to them, that where they're just starting to think about, maybe my trauma is affecting my life and I need to start concentrating on healing?
The best advice that I can give anybody that's going through trauma is trauma is trauma. It doesn't get easier, and there's no better way to deal with it. Just look for that little light, that little hope that you have, and just hang on it with your everything, and don't think about the negative part of it. Just
Mhm,
that little right thing that is going all right in that moment. Just concentrate on it, because most of our time during trauma, we tend to concentrate on the bad side of it, of which the good is there. The bad won't exist without the good. So
mhm,
there is that good. It's just that we're turning away because we think the bad is there and nothing good is going to happen. And we do not never ever forget to pray.
mhm,
Pray to God to give you that strength and that wisdom to understand the situation, even if in darkness hours, even if you're feeling down. That
mhm,
moment when you have that power, get up and ask God for that light. As you
mhm,
sleep, you're going to be healed. You're going to wake up feeling better for some reason. You're asking yourself what really happened. And God
mhm,
and the universe, they work in mysterious ways. And you're just going to wake up pumped up and feeling all better and taking it one day at a time. We're not saying you're just going to live and be happily and everything. Just little thing of understanding your condition and willingness of wanting to get better. Know that you're
Right.
in a dark place, but no, also seek healing and seek and be willing, want to get better. If you tell yourself, I want to get better, I want to get out of this, you know, they call it a spell because when you're spelling it, it's going to happen. It's a miracle. Say it out
Mm-hmm.
loud. Let the universe and God listen to what your heart desires
Mm-hmm.
and what your body needs. And you want it, you open to it, you want it to happen. And
Mm-hmm.
miraculously, I'm not saying it's an easy journey. It's never an easy journey. It's still never easy, even today. So,
Right.
yeah, but we're surviving. We're moving forward. We're looking forward. And there's no better way of waking up and telling yourself everything is going to be okay. And thank God for everything that you've went through.
Oh my gosh, Timby, I gotta say, like they say in a world of darkness, be a light, and you are like a light for this entire world. Like you are inspiring me beyond ways that I can ever explain to you. And your story is incredible. You are just a beautiful, beautiful existence in this world. And thank you so much for being honest and vulnerable and open with me. Can you please? I know that your socials, you're very active in providing like inspiration and words of hope for everybody. Can you just share how people can follow you? And I'll also make sure and include it in the podcast with your links, but just let everybody know because your name, your handle is perfect description of who you are.
Okay, okay. On my socials, on Facebook, I'm Miss T, the Invincible. And on Twitter, I'm also Miss T, the Invincible. I'm using the same handle on Threads, all the socials. You just go Miss T, the Invincible, and then you'll find me there. And yeah, we'll connect and try to figure out this life thing together.
Well, you are hashtag invincible. That is the perfect handle for
Yes.
you. And thank you so, so much. And I will definitely, I want to keep in touch with you. You are such an inspiration for me. You've like just given me so much hope and everything. And I just want to thank you again for being on this podcast with me. It's such an honor.
Thank you so much, Tracy. And I've been looking forward for this. And yeah, thank you so much.
So you can share it with your followers because I know you have a lot of followers. So
Okay.
thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you.
The content on this podcast revolves around personal life experiences and is meant to serve as a learning tool. I am not a certified therapist or medical expert. This podcast does not offer medical or psychological or professional advice. If you're curious about your mental and physical well being, feel free to reach out to a licensed healthcare professional for assistance.